cougar also thought that there was a competitor in front of her, only a weak one. The lynx is a rival for her, which is easy to get rid of. But this individual turned out to be much more difficult. She kept her composure and self-control and managed to give the cougar a worthy rebuff. These are very rare shots of a skirmish between such serious predators. Under normal conditions, lynx avoid cougars, but it was not possible to get away from the meeting here. The cougar acts very aggressively, growls, tries to intimidate the opponent. Just pay attention to the lynx look. Even a primed marine would envy that composure. How would you behave if you were face to face with an angry mountain lion? The lynx didn't flinch. Her every movement is clear, so that she responds optimally to the threat, saves its strength, and delivers strong, accurate strikes at the only right moment when they can reach the target. The cougar has to retreat. Unexpectedly for her, the lynx turned out to be a tough nut to crack. These tigers could handle a young elephant. Therefore, predatory cats thought that a duck was just like a snack, like a pack of chips. But they didn't know how cold-blooded and cunning this little feathered buddy was. During each attack, the duck simply dived under the surface of the murky water. And that's it. For the cats, it was gone. Probably if they had dived too, they could have even caught her blindly. However, the disappearance of the duck shocked the cats so much that they froze in place. And when the duck resurfaced, it was like a teleportation for the striped predators. As a result, the cats could not even catch one feathered bird, which did not even try to take off from them. When you see this adorable animal with an elongated ferret face, round ears, and big cute paws running through snowdrifts, the cuteness meter just overloads. But if some large predator tries to attack this little adorable buddy, he will immediately realize that he has contacted the wrong opponent. This wolf regretted that he got caught by such a little buddy. It seems that the gray predator is not laughing. Do you agree? And when you see how this creature kills a deer by himself, and you realize that nature has surprises for you. This is the Wolverine. And the coolest superhero scumbag has its name for a reason. An animal the size of a spaniel that scares experienced wolves by its mere presence. Why is this? It's just that if a wolf or even a cougar has the audacity to attack our little buddy, it can end tragically for the larger predator and become nothing more than a warm-up for the Wolverine itself. And how will an experienced predator behave if it meets the Wolverine?
And their broad, padded feet aid in walking on the shifting sands. 4. Water conservation. Camels have a unique ability to conserve water. They can drink up to 40 gallons, 150 liters, of water in one go, and then survive for several days without drinking again. 5. Nostril closure. Camels have the ability to close their nostrils completely, protecting them from sand and dust during sandstorms. 6. Thick fur coat. To shield themselves from the intense desert heat, camels have a thick coat of hair that insulates them from the sun's rays.
Will it pick up some keys to victory, look for tactics, how to defeat the enemy? No. Here is an experienced wolf, and he made the most reasonable decision. He pretends not to see the Wolverine and tries not to provoke her. Look just how the wolf looks away from the competitor who is walking around and does not show any interest in it at all. Wow, wolves are pretty smart animals. The Wolverine weighs a maximum of 55 pounds, 25 kilograms. That is 3 times less than a wolf. But just look at how this battle machine can fight 2 such opponents at once. These wolves carelessly attack Wolverines, but it immediately goes on the counterattack and starts chasing opponents like puppies. The ferocity of the Wolverine simply shocks both wolves, who were waiting for the victim to start running away. A apparently they haven't faced such an opponent yet. Wolves are considered one of the most successful and effective predators on the planet. But the wolverine just doesn't care about their reputation, teamwork, intelligence, agility, and other advantages. If you make her angry, she just goes into battle and destroys everything in her path. The secret of the Wolverine's success is a combination of incredible rage, bravery, and extraordinary physical abilities. The Wolverine fights with both jaws and paws. Her claws, although they do not retract like cats, are very sharp and strong. This allows her to grab the victim almost tighter than a bulldog. And it's not so much the bite force as the incredible stubbornness of the animal. If the Wolverine clenches its jaws, then only a burst from a machine gun can make it let go of the victim. And that is the option that first Wolverines will deal with the shooter, and then return to the prey. You know about the Wolverine's reputation. We know about the Wolverine's reputation. Even many bears know about it. But the behavior of this baby, on the contrary, is a big surprise for any predator. This is an ordinary American badger. He is much less famous than the Wolverine or honey badger, although they are all relatives. Do you understand what this means? That if due to inexperience, a bear gets into a fight with a badger, it will receive the same tough rebuff as in the case of a honey badger. For its size, the badger has great strength, but still inferior to larger predators. How then does he keep them at bay? It's just that the badger's skin is incredibly strong, and the animal itself has great vitality, a high pain threshold, thick fur, and agility. Even experienced hunters prefer not to mess with the badger. There are legends that the skin of this beast is even more durable than that of a boar. Why then do we hear so little about the rage of badgers? The fact is that they don't like unnecessary problems. The honey badger and wolverine walk around their possessions and constantly run into a fight. And the badger, on the contrary, likes a quiet life normally. He prefers berries, nuts, fruits, vegetables, and if it hunts, it usually hunts insects, reptiles, and small little birds. The badger loves rodents especially, so he is treated well in culture because the badger destroys pests. By the way, he's not irritable, not particularly aggressive, and doesn't try to punch the bear as soon as he notices it. He's also got a really cute face, don't you agree? American badgers have long hair, which in combination with a low-sitting body and short paws makes them look like kind of decorative dogs.
They know there's crocodiles down there waiting for them. Eventually, a few zebra approach the water intending to cross. But any movement in the river, even from hippos, can send them right back up the bank to where they started. The wildebeest are slow to enter the water, and for good reason. A croc is patrolling this area. A giraffe, seemingly unbothered by the crocs, makes its way across the river. This bold move by the giraffe has given the wildebeest the courage to follow, and the chaos begins.
European ones look especially cute due to the elongated muzzle with characteristic cute stripes. Therefore, it seems that in front of you is an ordinary quiet boy who hides from the threat and counts only on the protection of its native burrow. That's why it's such a surprise for this bear when it turns out that the badger is even more insane and berserk than his distant relatives. After all, if this guy is provoked, he will be offended and show that it is better not to run into modest people. Most predators avoid fights with an equal opponent for one simple reason. Good health is needed for hunting. If the wolf overcomes the enemy, but remains with a wounded paw, it will be much more difficult for him to catch up with the prey. this can end fatally. The badger doesn't care about this at all. He goes to the end, which simply terrifies his competitors. The badger can even attack a cougar if it tries to mess with him. But the cougar is an incredibly aggressive and cruel beast. But she retreats like a frightened little kitten when the badger threatens to gnaw the cat's tendons on its paws. With his elongated but very powerful jaws, he can do this. He attacks 10 times the larger beast stubbornly and brutally over and over again. At the same time, the badger knows the pain points of the enemy and tries to hit each one. This fox thought that the badger was a helpless fatty, but realized too late that he had messed with the wrong one. The badger bites right at the base of the tail, in a very painful place. He shakes it from side to side, causing maximum damage. And thanks to the grip of powerful paws, the fox has no chance to get out until the badger lets him go. At the blows of the enemy, it seems, he simply ignores. And even if the predator retreats, the badger will chase him himself, so that the enemy will forever remember this lesson. And what unexpected victory of the victim over the predator struck you more than others? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. The Black Panther is a case of mutation, due to which the color of the predatory large cat becomes much darker than the usual ones of its species. That is, it is not a different species, but simply predatory cats, which outwardly differ from its relatives. Interestingly enough, black panthers are born in two species that are thousands of miles or thousands of kilometers apart. Leopards that live in Africa and Asia, as well as jaguars that live in South America. Although these cats may seem similar because of their spotted color, in fact they are not very similar to each other at all. The jaguar is much larger. It also differs in physique, and there are black dots inside its spots. The leopard is smaller, tighter, more elegant, and its spots look like rings or solid black dots. The black leopard is no way anatomically different from the usual one. There is an opinion that they can become more aggressive, but it's not confirmed by facts and research. And they can also look a little bit different. There are individuals whose skin is really almost black. And there are leopards whose fur is dark brown, and then black spots will stand out perfectly against its background. In any case, the unusual color does not prevent either leopards or jaguars from disguising themselves in the jungle. Maybe it even helps. Therefore, if white tigers and lions hardly survive in nature due to difficulties with laying to the victim, then black spotted cats, on the contrary, are successful predators. When the black panther goes out to fight, it looks epic, as if a piece of the night had claws and fangs. This leopard underestimated the aggression of a black relative who came to drive him away from his territory. The Black Panther was so brave that he decided to arrange a fight right in the crown of a tree at a very great height. A large adult hyena is larger than a teenage leopard. When a pair of spotted predators wanted to take away her food, the hyena decided not to run away and not to defend herself, but to attack and eat the leopard. This was a mistake. Although the young cat is inferior to the mother hyena in size, its strength should not have been underestimated. The leopard repulsed the aggressor with powerful blows of its paws and alone coped with her attack. Meanwhile, the second leopard stole the food. Teamwork is 100% effective. And this is despite the fact that after having finally matured, leopards usually live independently and do not unite in groups. Maybe in vain. If the leopard played role-playing games, he would probably choose his characters assassins or ninjas. And it's not just a phenomenal talent to disappear from under the noses of enemies. It's about pragmatism. While the lion goes into a frontal attack on the opponent, wolves fight in whole packs, and tigers attack bears. The leopards avoid wasting energy. He's not lazy, just why bother when it's not necessary? Therefore, if a competitor tries to take away prey, and there are no trees nearby, the leopard may well throw lunge and run away so as not to fight. But this is not cowardice, but calculation. Don't you believe it? This hyena also thought that the leopard would run away. She underestimated the enemy and made a fatal mistake. Without the cover of a dozen more relatives, the hyena itself is a tasty prey for this pragmatic assassin from the world of wildlife. It doesn't even look like a fight. Against a cruel and strong leopard, one hyena is simply helpless. The main trump card of the leopard is his ability and agility combined with an incredible ability to sneak up. These impalas felt safe. And you can understand them. They can run so fast that only a cheetah can catch up with them, and then with great difficulty and with all the effort. And in terms of maneuverability, they have no equal among mammals at all. The impala is able to turn 180 degrees on the run with almost no loss of speed, jump over the pursuer, dodge the claws of a predator for a fraction of a second before impact. Impala eyes, like many ungulates, are located on the side of the head for better coverage. The field of view of this ungulate is much better than that of most animals. This feature allows you to notice the threat in advance, even if it creeps up from the back. You could literally see what's behind your shoulder blade if you had such an eyesight. But you know what? The leopard doesn't care about all these advantages. The impala just didn't know who was hiding in these thickets. If the leopard is within striking distance, the impala's speed no longer matters. How did he manage to sneak up so close if the impala sees what is behind her back? Disguising a leopard is almost an art. He becomes almost invisible thanks to his spotted skin, and, most importantly, the ability to freeze with his whole body and not move for a very long time.